welcome to BASECAMP, the best way to start your day. I'm Jack, and I'm really glad that you joined us today. BASECAMP is a tool that helps you develop the habit of spending daily time with God. Today we're going to be learning about being missionaries, but not just missionaries in our daily lives, but to the very ends of the earth. It's estimated that of the 7.83 billion people alive in the world today, 3.37 billion of these people live in this group called unreached people groups that have little or no access to the gospel of Jesus Christ. Let's watch a quick video about these unreached people groups.
What is a UPG? UPG stands for Unreached People Group, but to understand what that means, we need to first talk about people groups. When Jesus told his followers, "Go and make disciples of all nations," the Greek words he used were ta ethne, meaning all ethnic groups or people groups. So what is a people group? A people group is basically a group of individuals that have a common sense of history, language, beliefs, and identity. It is pretty much a group of people that considers us, and everyone else, them. While there are about 196 countries in the world today, there are over 16,000 distinct people groups. Let's look at Pakistan as an example. That is one nation going by our English word, but ethnically Pakistan has over 400 distinct nations or people groups within its borders. Around 7,000 of those 16,000 total people groups are considered UPGs, or unreached people groups. A group is considered unreached if less than 2% of their population is evangelical Christian. That is, it has too few true believers to evangelize and disciple the rest of the people group. Almost 3 billion people fall into this category. Over 3,000 of those 7,000 unreached people groups are considered UPGs, or unengaged unreached people groups. These people groups have no churches, no believers, no missionaries, and no one actively focused on engaging them. 95% of all unreached people groups are located in the part of the world between 10 degrees latitude and 40 degrees latitude, stretching from North Africa to Southeast Asia. We call this the 1040 window. It's in the 1040 window that most of the major non-Christian religions hold sway. Collectively, they are known as the Thumb people: tribal, Hindu, unreligious, including many Chinese, Muslim, and Buddhist. Jesus said that the gospel of the kingdom would be preached as a testimony to ta ethne, all people groups, and then the end would come. Less than 3% of our total cross-cultural missionary force is working with unreached people groups. We must go to the unreached. At the same time, it's estimated that over 350 unreached people groups are living in the United States today as immigrants, refugees, and international students. We must welcome the unreached. Christ commands us to make disciples of all nations. Jesus is alive. His mission for us is clear, yet the task stands incomplete. Together, we can change that.
In CVC Youth, we desire for you guys to be missionaries. Not just reaching those around you though, but going to those who have not yet heard. In Romans 10:14-17, Paul writes this to the people in Rome about this very same idea. And it says this: "But how can they call on him to save them unless they believe in him? And how can they believe in him if they have never heard about him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them? And how will anyone go and tell them without being sent? That is why the scriptures say, 'How beautiful are the feet of the messengers who bring the good news.'" But not everyone welcomes the good news. For Isaiah the prophet said, "Lord, who has believed our message?" So faith comes from hearing. That is, hearing the good news about Christ. Here's the BASECAMP bottom line for today. We need to go to those who have not yet heard. Let me say that one more time. We need to go to those who have not yet heard. Because if we don't go, who will? And how can they believe if we don't tell them? There's so many different groups of people that need to hear about Jesus and about the good news of his death and resurrection. So we have to go and tell them. And I know it might seem hard for you to make any difference in this area in your life right now, but in high school, you're gonna have the opportunities to go to these very people. We send trips to Pearl Island. We send trips to Panama this summer. We're sending high schoolers there. And these people have never heard the name of Jesus or of the gospel. The best thing you can do right now is pray. Pray that people would go. Pray for opportunities for you and your family to go. And pray that those people would come to know Jesus. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here on Friday for another version of BASECAMP.